Hi, everybody. This is June 16th, 2016. 6/16/16. There you go. Um, it's been quite a while, over, I don't know, almost a year and a half, I guess, since I did the Zyprexa olanzapine update. I was planning on doing one for about a half an hour or so. I may get around to doing that, but I thought I would do a very quick abridged version now. The reason being because I am not doing well. Um, uh, how can I sum this up here? Again, I was on 2.5 milligrams Zyprexa olanzapine starting in '99, and then 2012 began to come off of it. That was 4.5 years ago. I've been off of it since September of 2015. Okay. The main problem I've had during this withdrawal is insomnia. Also, tinnitus as well. Maybe I'll touch upon that in a moment. But the reason why I'm doing this abridged version now, you know, some of you may know I've been kind of keeping a unofficial tab of how much sleep I have lost. I think it's safe to say now it's pushing 2,500 hours over these past, 52 months or whatever it's been. And it especially seems things have gotten worse since being completely off it in September 2015 last year. Um, these past 3 months have been getting real bad, and I am again. This is just for informational purposes because my role here is to play whistleblower. Okay, because the so-called medications, aka drugs, need to be exposed, as well as the prescribers committing these crimes against humanity. Um, Shame on you. And granted, I'm not going to get into detail. I do have a couple other things going on in life, which I'm sure is contributing, to my sleep problems. However, I mean, here, this is, just after noontime. I'm doing this video, and I've already been awake close to 12 hours. I've been up since like 12:30, 1 o'clock. Another wonderful, 3.5 hour night, something like that. I can tell you, just about a week ago, actually, I had one night. Granted, it was, I'm sure, prompted by something which had shaken me up emotionally and nervous system wise. But no, that night turned out to be the worst night of my life. Actually, I only slept 30 minutes. Ouch. So a lot of times, I mean, like I said, especially these past 3 months now, are getting really bad. It's to the point, uh, you know, I used to say a lot of 4 to 5 hour nights. Well, I think we get a, lower the number down to, 3 to 4, and, naps are almost not happening, despite my efforts to try. Um, I apologize that you have to see me in this condition, but as I am notorious for saying, especially back in 2014, I don't know if I'm gonna, be gone and out of the picture on the way out, so to speak. So that's why, hence the shortened abridged version here. But um, uh, I'm a little bit. My body is so run down now, so that's why if I appear, I'm kind of a little bit short on breath. I have to, be careful not to get worked up, and um, but I don't know. I have a list of things I wanted to say, and I'm not going to get to them now. And I do hope I'll get around, to making another video in the near future. I've been putting this off for a very long time. Um, Partly because of the insomnia. I have other things to say about the tinnitus, which I can just briefly say has also gotten worse, become worse, again, since last September. Um, and it's not a good situation. And of course, the whole irony of this withdrawal thing is that, getting this crap out of my system, is going to be healthy, make me healthier. And I'm not saying that, I should have kept continuing on this stuff, but I mean, because I know there are success stories out there. Something went wrong here. I don't know. I easily get worked up and stressed out about stuff, as you probably may have noticed in some of my videos, especially the animated ones I put out last year, which, let me just say, I took thorough enjoyment in doing, because you get a pretty good glimpse into my nature of what's hidden beneath the surface. And just so you know, I mean, the animated story was my favorite. I apparently ruffled quite a few feathers with the number of thumbs down I got, but of course, welcome to the internet, and so anyway, I think I'm pretty much going to leave it at that. But I again, just doing this just in case, I don't get the chance to, make another appearance. But I'm very wiped out, and I know as I said, I did back in 2014 and 13, and I said, I don't know how much more I can take of this, and to be honest, again, I'm surprised I lasted this long, but when you just have these this ongoing insomnia, and I mean, nothing is helping. Let me just say take a moment about that. People have mentioned melatonin. Okay, I appreciate the suggestions. Seriously, I do. Okay, melatonin, it just doesn't do anything for me. It just makes me spaced out and drowsy during the day. I don't sleep, and it does nothing for me at night. I don't have it in front of me, but there's a homeopathic remedy out there put out by Hylands, Hylands. They put out a bunch of stuff in them, a couple of them which I've been actually experimenting with them for a few years. I mean, there's one, it's called Nerve Tonic, but it's not liquid. They're actually these tiny tablets. Those to me actually act like almost like a benzo substitute. So that's just, I'm not telling anybody to specifically try it, but it's something that if you want a little sedating effect, that can sometimes help. But there's another one Hyland's put out. It's called Sleep. It used to be branded or labeled as insomnia, and then I guess they changed it to sleep at some point recently, in recent years. I've tried that, and it just doesn't seem to be helping. And someone made the suggestion of trying a little 420. I'm really not into that scene, but when push comes to shove, God only knows what's going to happen. But anyway, um, anyway, and I still I am not um, taking any. I have not tried any other kind of neuroleptic or anything. I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. Of course, of course, that's my greatest concern because I, and well, first of all, again, I'm not going to get into the background, but one of the main reasons why I got off of Zyprexa or olanzapine was because for many years I suspect I was just slipping into either respiratory arrest, sleep apnea, whatever it was during my sleep, and over these past 4 years, I saw the frequency and intensity of these episodes diminish. Okay? Now, to me, that's proof, but out in the clinical community, who am I to argue with authority, right? Good luck on that, both on the clinical and legal level. And I do appreciate the suggestions, but, um, but, because I strongly suspect what was going on there was it was just creating too much of a sedating effect on the brain, okay, and but unless I somehow or someday get a MRI or CAT scan of my head done, I'll never have the conclusive scientific clinical evidence to prove it, but. And I was also just going to mention, I past month or 2 months almost, I have been experimenting. Not thrilled about it with trazodone. Again, very small though. I mean, the most I've taken, 25 milligrams really. And of course they, prescribing they typically want you to take like 10 times that. And I don't know. And actually, you know what? I'd like to throw out a question if anybody has experience with trazodone. I know some of you do. It's very easy to become bitchy, as you know, when you're sleep deprived. And I'm wondering if anybody trying trazodone has experienced an increased level of being irritated and upset or whatever, because sometimes I wonder if that's what's happening, if that's what the trazodone is doing to me. Sleep-wise, it's doing very little, if anything, But then again, from the clinical prescribing end of things, you're supposed to be, taking a couple hundred milligrams, I guess. So, I'm not going to do that. But, like I said, I really do have like a video I was going to do that was going to run probably a half an hour or so. So I'm not even going to get to most of the things I was going to mention, but at least not right now. So, so let me just, I guess I'll just end this by I just thanking, the friends and acquaintances I have made. I know I am, can be a bit selfish and not too communicative and responsive to some of the messages I've received, and it's a type of thing where, I am very isolated, but I like to, it's like on one hand, I have to get these videos out, but at the same time, I don't want to be reminded of it, but it's just something that, it has to be done. But I mean, there are, a handful of you that I do appreciate the comments and some of you, put your own videos out here and there are one or two of you I have the utmost admiration and respect for. I hope you'll keep up the good fight And I don't know. That's about it. I'm gonna, you know, make this a wrap, so to speak. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do any editing to this or not, or I might just put it right online. Uh, so thank you, and remember, as some of you know, never trust a smiling cat, right? Especially those those wonderful, incompetent, unethical prescribers who don't know what the fuck they're doing. And that's putting it mildly. Shame on you. And you know who that's all about. And if I do come back for another video, I'll elaborate more on that situation of going back to last year. So again, don't don't be taken in by this trap from the clinical end and the prescribing end of it. Okay. And I know many of you out there know what I'm talking about, and you know what really pains me. I mean, this is the 20th year since then Zyprexa came onto the market here in the United States, and I mean, you probably see like on the suggested videos, related videos, and I'm not mentioning names or anything like that, but I mean. I've noticed there are like even in the past year or so, I mean, there are still people, being prescribed it, and I'm not sure if they're in this country or other countries. And I mean, to think of all the bad scientific fact that's out there and all the bad press, and it's still being prescribed. And I don't know. I guess I'm the only one that sees something wrong with that, but. I just it just blows my mind, and I want to say a bunch of things. I'm so sleep deprived. I'm having a hard time, keeping my my thoughts organized here, because I want to go to sleep so badly, and I can't fall asleep for the most part, and so. So I'm the latest is I'm going to try a little bit of a cognitive approach, so to speak, as far as turning the negative thoughts about insomnia in replacing with positive ones. And I don't know how I'm going to make out with that. All right. Well, that's a quick 18 minutes. All right. So. Thank you again, okay, and I will do my best to make another video, and if not, thank you so much, okay, bye.